Welcome to 502 of the Pittsburgh Nerd Podcast. I'm Sean.
And I'm Ian, and this is the only podcast that says, fuck it.
When supper time came, the old cook came on deck saying, fellas, it's too rough to feed ya. At 7 p.m., the main hatchway caved in. He said, fellas, it's been good to know ya. The captain wired he had water coming in, and the good ship and crew was in peril. Later that night, when his lights went out of sight, came the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Yes.
Yeah. Funniest fucking text I've ever gotten. Hey, what's the name of that song about the boat?
What other song is there about a boat?
There's like 100 songs about boats. I mean, in all honesty, the first song that came to mind was The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
But it was like...
I figured that's what would come to your mind. That's
right.
why I texted you.
Right, but it was like... I was just like, what boat is he talking about?
I don't know of another song about a boat.
Sailing.
By Christopher Cross?
Yeah.
It's not about a boat.
Well,
It's about a relationship.
right, but I mean, you know, there's a lot of songs about boats but I was just like, I want to make sure I've got this right. So I asked, like, can you be more specific?
Yes. Because I figured it was the same guy that sang Sun.
Yeah, Gordon Lightfoot. Yeah,
That's a great song.
the Sundowner, great song.
It is.
It is. It's a phenomenal song.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, a lot of sad news this week.
Yeah?
Well, I mean, Lisa Marie Presley died.
Yes.
Robbie Knievel died.
Yes.
Jeff Beck died.
Yes.
And the drummer for Bachman Turner Overdrive,
Yeah.
whose name I can't remember.
Was he a Turner or a Bachman?
I think he was a Turner.
Turner?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But, yeah, it was rough. Jeff Beck hit a little hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I always had a crush on Lisa Marie Presley.
Yeah.
I'll wholeheartedly own up to that. I always crushed on her a bit. And not just because she was Elvis's daughter. Like, you know, that was like a bonus. my name, much like, you know, Nick Cage. Like, yeah, Elvis's daughter. I'll marry her. But, like, Jeff Beck, like, I mean, he was one of the Yardbirds.
Yeah.
Like, when you think of the Yardbirds, and people are out there like, who the fuck are the Yardbirds? But at one point, you know, Eric Clapton was a guitarist for the Yardbirds.
Yep.
Jeff Beck was a guitarist for the Yardbirds. And Jimmy Page was a guitarist for the Yardbirds. Like, three of the greatest guitarists of all time. And Jeff Beck is probably underappreciated. Plus, he was a guitarist for Faces.
Yeah.
Like, some of Rod Stewart's best work was with Faces and Jeff Beck.
Yeah.
You know. That's a rough one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is rough. That of meningitis, I think.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Huh.
So that one hit, I mean, that one hit me a little bit, because I don't want to say I'm a huge fan of Jeff Beck, but I was a fan. Fan enough, like I knew a lot of his work, and,
Right.
you know, I wouldn't go out of my way to listen to Jeff Beck, but like when it came on, I was like, oh shit, yeah, that's why Jeff Beck's so fucking good.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I am. I mean, it sucks for the music world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's one of those things I was just bummed out about.
Yeah, I mean, she was just at the Golden Globes.
Yeah, Lisa Marie Presley, yeah.
Or the Emmys. No, Golden.
No, Golden Globes, yeah. Yeah, I guess that was Monday and she died on Wednesday.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
It is nuts.
Wonder what of.
That I don't know. And then there was the rumor that WWE got sold to the Saudi Arabian Public Interest Trust or some shit.
Yeah.
Which turned out to be wrong, you know, but...
Yeah, I couldn't believe that.
I could. I mean, I was like looking at like the article and I was like, Yeah, this makes sense. I can see Vince doing this.
Louise and Marie Presley.
Yeah.
Man, he looked horrible before he died.
Who?
Elvis.
Oh, yeah.
He was only 42 years old.
I know. That's hard to believe.
Isn't it?
It is.
I mean, for some reason in my head, I thought he was mid-50s.
Yeah.
No, he's 42 years old.
Yeah. Like, he was old. And I think what makes it even more, like, odd is, like, you think about now and, like, Springsteen and the Stones and Kiss and so many of these, like, artists are, like, you know, performing well into their 60s and in some cases in their 70s. And, like, Elvis was, like, 42 and he was, like, washed.
Yeah, done.
Yeah. He was, like, a Vegas act.
Yeah, crazy, right?
It is. It's crazy to think about that was, like, that was Elvis.
Yeah.
42 years old and you're like a Vegas sideshow.
Isn't that weird?
It's extremely weird. It is. It's really hard to think, like, wrap your head around. Like,
Yeah, it's just because he was so huge.
yeah.
And his fan base was absolutely monumental.
I mean, and you think about, like, the 69 comeback special,
Yeah.
like, how monstrous that thing was.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's that thing, like, it's very hard to wrap your head around the fact that he was only 42.
Man, that's a lot of drugs.
Yeah. No doubt about that. But I'm just thinking, like, from a career standpoint, like,
Like Fear and Loathing. You know?
yeah. Oh,
It
yeah.
had to have been.
But, like, just like you said, like, from a career standpoint, it's hard to believe, like, he was just, like, washed up. He was done.
Yeah, weird. I find it so odd.
Yeah.
But people still loved him. I mean, he was, in a lot of people's eyes, he was like God.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So much so that they still believe he's alive.
Yeah.
Because they just can't let go.
Yeah. Exactly.
I think that's nuts.
It is nuts.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it just amazes me.
I mean, it ranks up there with the people who think, like, Jim Morrison faked his death.
Right. Yes. Exactly.
You know? Which, I mean, at least there's, like, the conspiracy theory there kind of adds up. Like, nobody ever saw the body. He was buried in Paris.
Yeah.
You know? Like, there's a lot of stuff that goes into that you could kind of say, maybe. Like, and more importantly, like, from what I've read and, know about Morrison, I could kind of see him doing that. Like, saying, fuck it, I'm done being famous. I want to go back to just being Jim.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't believe the conspiracy theory, but, like, I could see where, like, you could at least make that one up, like, Elvis going around banging Waffle House waitresses. That's the one that I'm like, really?
So out of all the Elvis songs there are, right?
Yeah.
How many do you think he wrote? How many songs did he write himself?
None.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that nuts?
That is nuts. Like, nothing. Like, he was just, he's like that, like, I mean, extraordinarily talented.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. But, like, he's like that first instance of, like, you needed a team around him
Right.
to make him work. Like, I mean, and it's like that whole thing, like, I mean, how many people did, Colonel Tom Parker rip off for that music?
Yeah. Oh, I know.
So, I mean, there's a lot of, broke black men who deserved a lot more money than they ever got for the songs that they wrote that Elvis made famous.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's just crazy.
it is. It's nuts.
And no, I haven't seen Elvis on TV yet.
I haven't watched that either. I want to, because it's directed by Baz Luhrmann.
Yeah.
So that automatically
Supposed
piques
to be
my
good.
interest. Yeah, I've heard it's very good.
So I did watch the Golden Globes.
Did you? What do you think of that? I know in this house, award season is a very big time of year.
Yeah,
with
we
like,
like to watch it.
yeah.
It was good. I'm glad. What's his name won for the Bear? He was on.
Yeah.
The Bears that you know that show.
Yeah, show, yeah.
He won.
Yeah.
Which I was happy for.
Yeah.
Because that show's amazing. It is. And
Yeah.
His acting in it is amazing. Other than that, I wasn't really too surprised by anything. There's a show on TV that took home a lot. It's a comedy, sort of, about these teachers in Philadelphia.
Yeah. Yeah, Abbott Elementary or something like that. Yeah.
It's a great show.
Yeah.
Truly.
I've heard people speak highly of it.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
So I have watched that, and
Yeah.
I believe that it should have won what it got because it's just a good show.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
It's really good, and it brings awareness to what people face in the teaching community.
Yeah.
Which is important.
Right.
I mean, they're not funded enough.
Right.
Even in Pittsburgh, they're not funded enough.
Right.
But we can send $1 billion to Ukraine. No, I'm just kidding. But I mean,
not to get political again.
no, we're not going to get political. But so yeah, it was. I'm trying to think what else I saw on there that I found interesting. The kid who played Elvis,
Yeah.
he was in Glee.
Okay.
The show Glee.
Yeah.
And he came on stage like talking like Elvis.
Yeah, that's weird.
Which bothered me.
Yeah.
And they questioned him later on about it, I think. And I was like, well, I was Elvis for the last 4 years of my life doing this movie. And like he almost adopted his voice.
Like fucking Jared Leto and
Yes, exactly.
all that horse shit he does.
Or Ledger, these actors that
Yeah.
method actors and stuff. But that kind of bothered me.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah, watch clips from it. And then there was this, the host, I can't remember who hosted. What he said something about Tom Cruise and the church and that.
Yeah.
It blew my mind. The woman that got kidnapped. You know that story? Scientology. Someone got kidnapped.
Yeah.
And he was like, Tom Cruise, you know where she's at. Like that. It was, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Spielberg won. What's his name won? For Best Supporting Actor. Shore Round. That guy.
Oh, yeah. I heard
That was
a feel-good
impressive.
moment. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was crying. Stuff like that. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Jennifer Coolidge won.
Yeah.
And I think that's all I watched. Anyway, but it's always good to. Usually I'm disappointed by the winners, but this year I wasn't too disappointed in who won.
That's good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I really felt that dude from The Bear was
Yeah.
deserving, because that's such a good fucking show.
Yeah.
So, anyway, yeah, that was it.
There's our Golden Globe report.
Yeah. Went to the Steeler game.
How was that?
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was. It was good.
What was it like?
The crowd was good.
Yeah. What was it like when Miami won that game? Like, how deflated did that stadium become?
Not too bad.
No.
People stayed to the end.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, it was near the end of the game anyway.
yeah.
Like, I think there was only a minute or two left in the game when Miami kicked that field goal to win the game.
I'm just glad no one could see highlights.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, what an awful fucking game.
Yeah, but I heard the end was kind of controversial.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I think a penalty put him in field goal range.
Yeah.
Which was a...
I know they said the Seahawks game against the Rams was very controversial.
Yeah, but this Miami game was too, I think. I think there was pretty sure there was a penalty at the end that put Miami within field goal range to win the game.
Yeah.
And the penalty was kind of...
Ticky-tack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, Jets.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, no, it was good. It was good. The fans were cool. Boo Birds were still out on some calls, but yeah, now what do you do? They're what, 6-2 after the break, something like that, 5-2. 6-2 with that win.
Well, no, it was 6-2. Yeah, because they went 7-2.
Okay,
7-2. Yeah.
So, calling for Canada's head, and you just went 7-2, and it's just like, is the offense starting to work now, or? Yeah, I don't know.
Well, like here's the thing.
It's actually starting to work.
Right, but here's what when they what game was?
I still think he can't call. I still think he calls shit game.
Yeah,
that's me.
It was the Raider game, I think. Steve Smith, Senior, who played in the NFL for a long time, is somebody I actually respect because he doesn't kind of hold back. When they were asking him, like, what did you see from this offense? He goes, it looks very Saturday-ish.
Yeah.
Which means it looks very college-like. So, like, if he's, like, looking at it and saying, this isn't a pro-style offense, this is very much a college-style offense, maybe that's the problem. Like, I don't know. Like, all I know is it feels like the offense was very predictable.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it felt like the plays weren't... I hate to say original, because, I mean, you reach a point where, like, a play is a play is a play.
Yeah.
But I think there's a way to set up plays. Like, there's a way for you to call a game that you set something up later on down the line. It never seemed like that ever happens. And, when Matt Canada took over, like, the thing I was expecting was, like, more motion in the offense. And it doesn't seem like it's, like, when I go back to when he was at Pitt, which is, again, part of the problem, he was a college offensive coordinator. Like, I remember there being a ton of motion. There was a ton of switching. There was a lot of stuff going on before the snap. And at first I thought, like last year, well, that's just Ben. Ben's not going to let that shit happen.
Yeah.
He's going to want the offense to run the way that he wants to run it. And now I'm like, I'm still not seeing like what I expected from it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't know, like, I don't know what the answer is. That's the problem. Like, I mean, it's easy to say, like, well, we'll fire the offensive coordinator, but you're right. Like, they won 7 games. 7 out of 9, the last 9. They turned the season around. You saw growth in Pickett. You saw the offensive line get better. You saw the running game get better. Like, there's a lot of pluses that you can talk about, but, like, is that because of Matt Canada or in spite of Matt Canada? And I think the Steelers as an organization today are looking at it as because of Matt Canada, because they haven't fired him.
Yeah, I know.
Like, if you're going to do it, don't let the guy hang around for another week.
Yeah.
And I got a feeling that they feel another year in this offense. Now you develop the offense more with Kenny, with the wide receivers, with maybe there's an evolution of this offense that next year it looks more impressive.
Yeah, maybe. Hopefully.
Yeah. But I also think a large part of the reason they won was because of that defense.
Yeah.
I mean, that's face facts. They held a lot of teams under 20 points.
Oh yeah, they're ranked in a number of categories.
Yeah.
High.
Yeah, I mean, the second half of the season, especially once they got, TJ back, that defense all of a sudden became much better.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the thing that drives me nuts is I look back at, like, that Baltimore game, that first Baltimore game. Like, they should have won that game.
Yeah.
You let them march down the field. Like, they ran for, like 200 yards in that game.
Yeah.
And they had the third string quarterback in at one point, and they're not going to throw the ball, and they still ran the ball down your throat.
Yeah.
Like, that's frustrating. So, I mean, and it's also all it takes one. There's 3 games. I'm going to look at the New England game. I'm going to look at the first Cleveland game, and I'm going to look at that first Baltimore game. You win one of those games. Those are 3 winnable games. You're a playoff team.
Yeah.
You didn't need all the help, all the shenanigans.
Right.
You're a 10-win team, not a 9-win team.
Yeah.
Now you're in the playoffs. No sweat.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Like, you take just one of those wins, one of those losses, you flip that around. Now all of a sudden,
Yeah.
and I mean, those were 3 games that you look back at them. Like, even the Jet game, I'll throw in the Jet game because the Jets fell apart down the stretch, but they had that one really good game against the Steelers where they came back at the end. You win that game. Those are 4 winnable games.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying you should have beat Philly. I'm not saying you should have beat Kansas City or Buffalo. All those teams that motorboated you, you deserve to be motorboated.
Yeah.
They're just better than you. But there were 4 games against 4 teams that were very, very winnable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you lost them, and you could say, well, hey, the defense wasn't as good because T.J. Watt wasn't out there. Trubisky this, Pickett that. Trubisky throws 3 interceptions. But at the end of the first Baltimore game, you had an opportunity to win the game, and your defense couldn't stop.
Yeah.
You look at that Jets game. You should have been able to hold them without them scoring a touchdown at the end of the game. You look at that Patriot game, very winnable game. Like, I mean, that's just how I'm thinking. Like, I mean, just took one of those losses that you should have won.
Yeah.
And you're a playoff team without having to do the hokey pokey. And instead it came down to, like, let's hope and pray to God Joe Flacco shows up.
I know.
Well, that's what happens when you hope Joe Flacco shows up.
All right. Who won the San Francisco game today?
I do not know.
I'm just curious.
Last I saw, San Francisco was up.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
It was a tight game. And I saw Jacksonville was getting motorboated.
By
San Diego.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like 27-0.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Yeah, so.
Wow. Purdy put up 4 touchdowns.
Did he? How did that kid go all the way to the last pick in the draft?
I don't know. Good for him, though.
It is. It's good for him.
He's making a name for himself. I'm sure he'll get on a team. If not, you know what I mean?
Right. But it's like,
Kid can throw the ball, apparently.
Yeah.
He's got a shit ton of touchdowns and
Yeah, he threw 11 touchdowns in 6 games.
Sick.
I mean, and don't get me wrong. Like, if you look at San Francisco, they're loaded. They're absolutely loaded. They're going to be in the NFC Championship game, if not the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I'm making a bold-faced prediction by saying that. But, so he's got a lot of weapons around him to utilize. But, the stage hasn't been bigger than him. Like, he throws 4 touchdowns against, the Seahawks. Granted, you get the advantage of being at home, but still, it's the fucking playoffs.
Yeah.
And you're Mr. Irrelevant.
Right.
The last motherfucking pick in the draft. And you're out there balling.
Yeah, right?
That's impressive to me.
It is.
And I mean, I hear all the, and there's comparisons between him and Kenny now. Look at what Purdy's doing. He's so much better. He's got, George Kittle. He's got,
McCaffrey.
He's got Deebo Samuels. I mean, they're a loaded team on both sides of the ball. I hate to break it to you, So yeah, you're dropping him in a good position, but at the same time, you gotta perform.
Yeah.
And he's performed.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I think with Pickett, I don't think they. I mean, it's obvious they haven't let him loose yet. I don't think.
I think when they have, he's shown how good he is. I mean, those last minute drives.
Oh yeah.
Were like, okay, we gotta let Kenny loose. Yeah. I just like, and it's funny. I just watched. I binge watched in-season Hard Knocks with the Arizona Cardinals. Mm-hmm. They were following from halfway through the season, right on through to the end of the season with the Arizona Cardinals, which was very interesting to watch. But Kyler Murray is a quarterback in Arizona, and I'm watching him, and it's apparent he very much has that tendency to once a play breaks down, he's looking just to run. He's not looking to throw the ball; he's looking to run. Mm-hmm. And I think I like about Kenny is when the play breaks down, he's like Ben. He's not looking to run until he absolutely has to.
Yeah.
He knows he can make more hay throwing the ball, and so that's give my receiver some time to get open instead of let me just okay, yeah, nobody's open. I'm running.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Or he throws it away. He does throw it away.
He does, yeah. But he's very good in the scramble drill. Is my point.
Yeah.
And he's got legs. He can run. I mean, he showed that in the ACC championship game.
Yeah.
But and he showed it a few times in the NFL. He's pulled the ball down and run with it, and he does well. I mean, he's got legs, but it's not his first option. His first option is always let me find somebody open.
Yeah.
And then if I have to, I'll run.
Yeah.
And I like that.
He's fast.
He is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's exciting to see what will come around next year.
From a Steelers standpoint, it is. I mean, I feel like they've got...
They got a young core.
Pickens, Freiermuth, Harris, Kenny. That line is improved. They were awful at the beginning of the year. Don't get me wrong. But they did improve.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is a team that, they can be on the upswing.
Yeah.
It's just, there are things you've got to you need a shutdown corner. And I hate to say this because I can hear Thad getting giddy. I would do everything I can to draft Joey Porter Jr. out of Penn State.
Yeah.
He is a stone cold killer.
Really?
He will be your shutdown corner for the next 10 years.
Really?
Yeah.
That good.
That good. I hate this. I hate to compliment a Penn State player at all, but he is that fucking good. And if you put him in black and gold, and I mean, he's Joey Porter's son.
Yeah.
He'll bring the bloodline with him. He'll bring that swagger that Joey Porter had, but at the corner position.
That good.
Yeah, that good.
Wow.
And that's more than anything. More than anything. And I mean, I'll tell you now, I think they need a left tackle desperately. They need to find somebody on that D line. They need a middle linebacker. But I think more than anything, I think Cam Sutton's great. But you need somebody on the other side of Cam Sutton who is just going to lock shit down.
Yeah.
And we haven't had that since Ike Taylor.
Yeah. You're right.
I mean, Joe Hayden was great. I love Joe Hayden. But he wasn't locked down when we had him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Ike Taylor was locked down.
Yeah.
So you get somebody, Cam Sutton is one guy. You get somebody on the other side of Cam Sutton. Now all of a sudden you've got a secondary.
Yeah.
And when you have a secondary, that lets T.J. Watt, now lets Alex Highsmith eat.
Yeah.
Because now all of a sudden you don't have to get to the quarterback in 1.3, 2.5 seconds because the quarterback's holding the ball now because nobody's fucking open.
Yeah. I'm sure the Steelers are looking.
I'm sure.
When's he going to get drafted, do you think?
I mean, I haven't looked at a mock draft lately. I need to look at one. But, I mean, the Steelers are picking at 18. I wouldn't hesitate to move up to 10. Like, I would package my first-round draft pick. I would package the Bears' second-round draft pick, which is number 32, which essentially makes it a first-round draft pick. And I would try to move up to, like, 10 to get a guy like that.
Yeah.
Because, again, like I said, I mean, you get that guy, he's locking it down for 10 years.
Yeah.
You know? And like I said, when you got a secondary like that, all of a sudden, like, coverage sacks start to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the quarterback has to hold the ball longer.
Yeah.
You know? So, you know what I mean? Like, that's just how I think. You know?
Think he'll go before 10?
I don't know. Again, I haven't looked at a mock draft, but, like, I mean, as the Steelers were winning games, the thing I heard was, you know, you're getting further and further away from being able to pick Joey Porter Jr.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, yeah, before when, like, they were, like, I mean, when they were 2-6, it was, yeah, you're drafting Joey Porter Jr. with the third pick in the draft.
Yeah.
You know? So, like, I don't know, like, where, like, he's projected at this point, but I feel like if, so I have to look, but I'm just saying at 10, you could probably get him.
Yeah.
Depending on what, like, other teams need, or maybe, you know, somebody moves up, or, you know, I don't know, but I feel like at 10 would be, like, the perfect spot to be able to get him.
Yeah.
And it's only moving up 8 spots. So, like I said, you package your first-round draft pick, that Bears second-round draft pick, and maybe a fourth-round draft pick to move up to get him. I'm a happy camper.
Yeah.
You know.
All right. We'll see.
We will. I mean, we will.
They'll probably draft a quarterback. I'm just kidding. They draft okay.
We'll draft another outside linebacker.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah. But yeah, it was interesting to watch this Hard Knocks because it was in season. I know they did it last year, and it was with the Colts, but I think it was on Amazon. I didn't watch it for some reason. Mm-hmm. But I watched this, and it was just, I mean, I kept waiting because James Conner plays for the Cardinals.
Uh-huh.
And I kept waiting for them to, like, spotlight James Conner. Because, I mean, we know the story of James Conner with the Hodgkin's lymphoma at Pitt and everything. And like, it wasn't until the second to last episode that they finally like this is James Conner.
Really?
Yeah, and like he's like, in all honesty, he's like a star player there. Like, I love that James Conner went to Arizona because he didn't fit with how the Steelers like to run the ball. But he fit down there with how they run the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he had 11 touchdowns this year. I think he had 12 last year.
Yeah.
Like, he's running like a mat. Like, he's well utilized in that offense.
Yeah.
And I was happy for him. Like, you know, I wish he was still a Steeler. But, you know, I'm happy you're finding success elsewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because a lot of guys don't once they leave this team.
Yeah. Exactly. But, you know, Jesse James is a prime example of that. Where'd he go?
Yeah.
Yeah, he disappeared from the planet. But yeah, so like I was just surprised. I'm like, I kept like watching episode after episode. Like, you'd see him, and he's like, you know, he's a focal point of the offense, and you'd see him like talking, but like they never like spotlighted him.
Right.
And they finally, the second to last episode, they spotlighted him and like told his story. And I'm like, I'm glad the rest of the country's getting to hear this because he's a good guy.
Yeah.
You know? And then the whole J.J. Watt thing with him retiring.
Yeah.
You want to talk about a good dude.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like, I've always thought J.J. Watt was like a good guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've seen him doing other stuff, and like, you know, you always think like, well, man, that's just his public face. And Like, especially with this, because they're with him for like 8 weeks. Like, after a while, you probably just forget the camera's fucking there.
Yeah.
You know, and you're talking about a guy who, like, I remember, like, when they did Hard Knocks in Houston, but it was preseason. Like, it was like, man, this guy works his ass off. He seems like a good guy, you know, but they're only there for 4 weeks, you know, 5 weeks. This is 8 weeks. They're like, dude just seems like a genuinely good dude. Like, honestly, like, not just a guy I want to have a beer with, but a guy who, like, genuinely loved what he did. And, like, you could just see in his head, he's like, I don't want to be that guy who's getting carted off the field. I don't want to be that guy who's being released and nobody wants to pick up. I'm going to go out on my own terms. I'm still at the top of my game. I'm going to walk away now.
Yeah.
You know? And, I mean, his last game, he had 2 sacks.
Yeah.
You know? But, I mean, it's like that thing of, like, you could still go.
Was he in the last year of his contract?
No, he still had, I think, 2 years remaining. Like, I think he's been in Arizona for 2 years. I think he signed a 3 or 4 year deal, so he had at least had 1 year left.
Yeah.
You know, it was just like one of those things where, like, you could just tell he was at a point in his life where he's like, I just want to go out on top. I want to go out on the top of my game.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to be that guy that, like, you know, I get cut and nobody wants to pick me up. You know, that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, he's only 33.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was like happy for him. I was like, you know, man, that was a hell of a run.
Heck yeah.
But I also can't imagine, like, at all. I cannot imagine at 12 years at the NFL how, especially as a defensive lineman or an offensive lineman, how your body must feel the day after a game.
Yeah, you must be done. Especially when they start getting into their 30s.
Yeah. Like, I've heard guys talk about, like, the reason, like, NFL players hate Thursday night games is because, like, I don't start feeling right until Thursday.
Right.
What do you mean I have to play a game on Thursday? I need a full 7 days. You know?
Right.
That quick turnaround does not help me at all. So, like, I can't imagine. Like, I just can't. You know? And, like, I mean, my experience is nothing compared to that because, like, I was 16, 17 years old playing high school level. I mean, the next day I hurt, but probably not nowhere near what these guys feel.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I remember those pictures of, like, that video of Jerome Bettis trying to get out of bed.
I don't remember that.
Oh, yeah. Like, it was like the Monday after a game, and he had a film crew following him around the house. Like him trying to get out of bed and go down steps was, and this was like, he was like 4 years away before he retired when he did this video.
Yeah.
And it was like hard to watch.
Really?
Yeah.
He's that broke?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like after a game.
Yeah.
You know. So I was just like, wow, that's brutal. It is. I mean, and you don't think about it because you think of, like, professional athletes as, like, you know, these robots, these, you know, highly tuned machines. But yet, I mean, at the NFL level, I just can't imagine the violence you're inflicting upon yourself.
Yeah, I can't either.
No.
I never saw that video with Bettis.
Oh yeah, look it up sometime. It's hard to watch because he was like 3 or 4 years away from before he retired, and he, like, did this, and I was like, Bussy, you know, that's not right.
He was a good guy too.
He was. Oh yeah, you know, you talk about a genuinely good guy.
I'm glad he came to Pittsburgh.
So am I.
Yeah.
Like, there are guys that, like, when they come here, you're like, yeah, you're a Pittsburgh guy.
Yeah.
Kevin Green was one.
Yeah.
You know, like I was bummed he went elsewhere.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, yeah, he should have retired here.
Bus was good, though.
Yeah.
We should have never got rid of Brown either.
Chad Brown. Oh, that's the biggest mistake the Steelers have ever made.
Yeah, I agree.
The biggest mistake they've ever made was letting Chad Brown go.
Man, is he good.
He was.
And he flourished.
Yeah, he went to Seattle and had a great career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a mistake.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I agree with you.
Huh.
So I watched that. I watched a couple other things. I watched season 3 of Mythic Quest. It's on Apple TV.
Okay.
It's got Rob McElhenney in it. Okay. And it's about they make a video. They're like a video game company. Mm. It's a fun show. I enjoy the hell out of it. Mm. I enjoyed season 3. If you have Apple TV, I highly recommend it. If you're not watching it, which I'd be surprised if you weren't, I highly recommend it if you enjoy a good comedy show. Mm. I watched that and the latest season of Letterkenny.
Oh, how was that?
It's really good. Yeah. It's funny. I love that show.
Yeah.
I'm glad I found it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to I don't know if he's doing Shoresy next or if we're going to go back and do another season of Letterkenny. Because they only do, Letterkenny's only 6 episodes. Mm-hmm. You know, I think Shoresy was 8. But they're only half-hour episodes. But either way, that's funny stuff. Jared Kelso, I think, is the guy's name who does all that. And he's a pretty fucking funny guy.
Yeah.
So those are the 3 things I watched. And then the season finale of Willow.
Oh, I'm not caught up.
You're not caught up? Mm-mm. Oh, my God.
Good, huh?
It was great. That season finale is fantastic.
Is that on Disney?
Disney, yeah.
Oh, so that might get picked up for a second season.
It did.
Okay.
And spoiler alert, 3 seasons.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah, at the end, I'm not going to give it away, but when you watch the end credits of the last episode, you know how when it starts, it's a book.
Yeah.
Well, at the end of it, they close the book, and it has that symbol that's on Lordana's arm, and they take the book and they put it in a bookshelf, and you read the spine. It's volume 1, and right next to it is volume 2 and volume 3.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that kind of lets you know, there's 2 more seasons to go.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was a really cool move.
So, yeah, I'll get caught up.
Yeah. Yeah, get caught up because, whew.
Good.
It was good. It was really fucking good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because it started off kind of slow. To me, I felt a little bit. Not too slow, just...
No, but I think it started off the way that it did because it kind of had this weird job of kind of okay, this is the world again.
Right.
You know, for those of you who didn't watch the movie, this is the world that you're in. Yeah. This is what's happened. For those of us who did watch the movie, this is what's going on.
Yeah, yeah.
So it had that weird thing of kind of introducing itself and catching you up.
Yeah, yeah.
And explaining some things.
Yeah.
Where's Mad Mardigan?
Yeah, yeah.
But as it went on, it definitely picked up steam.
Yeah, for sure.
And this last episode was a real...
All right. When, do you remember when his friend died?
Whose friend? Oh, Willow's friend?
In the new season.
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't that remind... as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, that's...
The Ewoks?
Yeah. As soon as he went down, I was like, oh, shit. And he was trying to get to him.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, no. Save him, Wicket. soon as he went down, I was like, whoa. That's a Chief Chirpa moment if I've ever seen one. I was like, it's the waddle. He waddles like the old ones. And I know it's not his fault. But, shit.
He was poking him with the stick.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
Poking him with the stick. But that's what it reminded me of.
Oh.
I couldn't get it out of my head.
Oh.
As soon as he went down, I was like, oh, shit. Don't go there.
Yeah. Oh, it's tremendous.
Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah.
I'm definitely looking forward to watching it. Speaking of that. She's real quick.
Okay.
Unless I sent it to you already. Did you read your Facebook Messenger?
Yeah, well, you sent me that picture. Okay, the FCC computer went down or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, let me find it because it's a good one. Oh, the picture. Yeah. That one, yes.
Yeah. What?
Huh.
What? As Ian's searching through his phone to find something.
I thought I sent you something else.
No.
Guess I didn't.
I guess
who
not.
did I send it to?
I don't know.
It's not you. Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
As long as it's not a meme about the police officer in Tennessee.
No, nothing.
Yeah, I got bombarded with those.
Why?
Well, apparently there was a female police officer in Tennessee, and she was fucking the entire department.
Wow.
Yeah. While on duty. Yeah. So.
That's not good.
No, not good at all. I mean, if you're doing it off duty, I don't care. But, you know, you're getting paid to protect and serve.
Yeah, right?
You know?
Yeah.
Oh, my. Ian's still searching desperately through his phone.
I have to.
Makes for great radio.
Yeah, I know.
Anywho. Yeah, so that was my week. My overtime has been completed, thank God. I don't have to work anymore for the rest of the year.
You don't. Yeah. You don't have to work.
No, just the overtime. Because at the beginning of the year, they have mandatory overtime. Yeah, we have the mandatory overtime, but this year was only for 2 weeks. I'm like, yay!
Right.
So I don't have to worry about that anymore.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah, like the one that I forgot. Like it completely slipped my mind. I had to work overtime that day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I was supposed to start at noon. I know people are gonna be like, noon. What's the big deal? Well, I get up late. I stay up late. I get up late. It's not like I'm getting up and I'm fucking around. It's like 20 after 11. I haven't even gotten a shower yet. Like, had anything to eat. I'm thinking I got plenty of time. And I think to myself, I gotta work overtime today. Oh shit! I'm running around.
Wait, ready?
Yeah.
Maybe.
And here is Mester of Germany, his first attempt in the javelin in the F41 category.
Oh, yeah. I love a good little person joke.
I just couldn't stop laughing.
Oh, shit.
Oh, man.
Indeed. See, that was it for me. And nothing exciting going on. I couldn't find anything. I was like, yeah, this is something we need to bring up.
Yeah.
Oh.
As we laugh to ourselves.
Yeah.
Sorry. That's a good one.
That is. Well, did you see the meme I sent to the our group? The one with Peter Griffin.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
Last one.
Alright, guys, we're gonna go get some lunch. You guys want anything? I'll take whatever. They're struggling, dude. I'm worried he's not gonna reach the pedals. Hey, we'll be right back. Alright, later, guys. Alright, be safe, guys.
Yeah, that makes for horrible podcasting, but we enjoy it.
We enjoy it.
Yeah, whatever.
Hey, Katie K does it every morning. They do. I listen to AM radio.
Okay.
So, like, on the way in, I get my news, sports,
Yeah.
everything on the way
You
in.
are such an old man.
I know, I love it. So, I do. I like listening to the news. I like... Because I don't get to watch the news,
Yeah.
or I choose not to watch the news
Yeah.
every night.
Right.
But in the morning, I can get everything I need on the news break
Yeah.
in the morning.
Right.
And but they do it on there because they're doing it's like they're doing it like a live
Yeah.
show or something,
Right.
4-6.
Yeah.
And so it's like they'll talk about something on. They were talking about the flooding in California.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to the show and say, "Oh, wait till you see this next clip," you know.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? And they're reacting
Yeah.
to it, and they're like, "Oh my gosh," you know
Yeah.
what I mean? I'm like,
Well,
"You guys know you're on radio?
Yeah, I can't see shit.
Did you miss a memo? You know, why is
Yeah.
this airing like this? You
Yeah.
know, but they do it all the time.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, I get everything
Hey, whatever works.
in
for
that
you.
hour to work.
Yeah.
I get my news, sports, weather,
Yeah.
crime,
Yeah.
what happened.
Yeah.
And it's by the time, like 10 minutes, 15 minutes away from work, it fades out.
Yeah.
And then, so I'm like, fuck, you know?
Yeah.
And all I move it is like up to 10:30. And it's,
Yeah.
then I get Boston weather.
Nice.
Or Boston news.
Yeah.
Or, I was like, why do I get Boston?
Yeah.
And I can't get KDK.
Yeah.
And you're supposedly like the number one
One of the strongest signals.
in the country.
Yeah.
And I have trouble getting you. And I'm an hour away from home, but I'm getting Boston radio.
Yeah.
Weird. That's weird.
It is. It is. It's very, especially if you think you wouldn't get it because of the mountains.
Yeah, but now I get Boston clear in.
Wow.
Strange.
AM radio is a bizarre beast.
It is a bizarre beast.
Yeah.
So is FM in a sense. Like there's a place where I work where I'm like 10 minutes away from work, but I'm up on a hill,
Uh-huh.
and I can get the game.
Yeah.
But as soon as I leave that hill,
Yeah.
it fuzzes out. I can't hear the game. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
So then I try the Penguins radio thing, and that always fucks up.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because you're probably in an area where you're getting
Bad service.
shitty service. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, right. I mean, it always cuts out at inopportune times.
Yeah.
Sydney with the backhand.
Yeah.
What the fuck? And then I get a text. I'll get this thing on my phone. Pittsburgh goes up. Another goal.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Fuck. We're on a losing streak lately.
They've been up and down.
They have been.
Like when they're up, they're the best team in hockey. When they're down, they're one of the worst teams in
They
hockey.
put a show on the other night. They were playing. Shit. The Canucks.
Yeah.
I think it was the Canucks. And I'm listening. I'm like, all right, you know.
Yeah.
I'm out of work. My app is working.
Yeah.
And I'm like, just in time for game start. My whole ride home is going to be Penguins.
Yeah.
So I'm all set, you know. Canucks scored 3 goals in the first 4 minutes of the game.
Oh, jeez.
I'm like,
Mother.
seriously,
Yeah.
man? You know what I mean? Like,
And there's nothing worse. Like, there's nothing worse than, like, you just want to unwind. Like, this is your drive home. You want to unwind. You want to listen to the Penguin game.
Yeah.
You want to, and, like, right off the bat, like, you're down at 3-0. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
This is ruined.
they came back 5-4 and won that
Wow.
fucker.
Yeah.
And they, after that third goal, they just unleashed an onslaught
Yeah.
where they came back 3 goals
Yeah.
to go into the second period.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like, damn. I mean, it was like,
Yeah.
it's fun to listen to. I love listening to games. But, I mean, I like watching games more. But
Right.
I'm one of these people that I love listening to a hockey game.
Yeah.
Like, I'm okay with it. You know, I've done it all my whole life.
Yeah. It's that odd sport though where like you can really like paint a picture. If you're a really good play-by-play guy, you can really paint that picture
Yeah.
of the action as it's taking place because it's continuously in motion. Where like baseball is like so.
Yeah, I can't listen to a game.
Yeah, it's hard. Baseball is hard to listen to, in my opinion, because it's so slow and like, you know, as a play-by-play guy, like you've got to fill in like
A lot. And I think they
Yeah.
had a lot of fill-in guys back in, you know, like the 20s, 30s,
oh,
and
I mean,
40s.
like Bob Prince is a prime example. Like the great Bob Prince here in Pittsburgh, like, you know, told a story.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, but also baseball didn't take like baseball back then was like a 2.5 hour game.
Yeah.
Now they're 4 hours.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, guys are like taking like, you know, 2 minutes between pitches. So like as a play-by-play man, as a baseball game, it's like, so you know, Joe down here in the third row, went to high school with him. You know, I mean, that's the shit they've got to do. Like, you know, that can't be easy.
No, not at all.
You know, I don't envy like baseball radio commentators at all because it can't be. You know,
You're right.
it's like so fucking long. What do you talk about? You know.
Yeah. But those old guys, you know, they listen to games on the radios, and that's what people did. I mean, that's all
Yeah.
people had.
That's all you had. Yeah, I mean, like,
Radio.
I mean, when you think back, like the great the great baseball calls are all radio calls.
Yeah.
You know, there's very few. Excuse me, where like it's a TV call.
Right.
You know, so like the shot heard around the world. That, you know, the Giants win the pennant. The Giants win the pennant. I mean, that was the Giants play-by-play guy on the radio.
Yeah.
You know, that wasn't national.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, stuff wasn't national back then.
Yeah.
So, like, even like, I mean, Bob Prince's call of Maz's home run. It's. Here's the thing I hate. People consider the shot heard around the world the greatest home run in Major League Baseball history. And it was in a playoff game. Like it was the Giants and the Dodgers, and it was like, you know, that one game playoff because they tied for first place.
Yeah.
Maz's home run was Game 7, bottom of the ninth inning of the World Series.
Yeah.
How is, you know, Maz's home run less than Robbie Anderson's home run with the Giants? Well, it's not. It's just you have the Giants win the pennant. The Giants win the pennant. Yeah. Compared to Bob Prince letting you hear the jubilation of the crowd. Like Bob Prince is very subtle. If you listen to hit that home run call, you know, and it's out of here, and there's nothing. as Maz is rounding the bases. You just hear the crowd because he let you soak in that atmosphere, that jubilation that stadium felt at that moment.
Yeah, right.
You know, but so because you don't have this amazing radio call of someone going absolutely batshit, it's considered less.
Right.
You know, and that's a shame because to me, and I'm not being a homer, bottom of the ninth, Game 7 of the World Series against the Yankees is far more important than a one-game playoff against the Brooklyn Dodgers.
Yeah.
Just me.
Prince just probably sat back like Admiral Akbar.
Yeah. Yeah. Slunched in his seat.
Yeah. That's funny.
But then he had that, you know, Arriba, Roberto, Arriba, you know, when Clemente hit a home run, which would probably be like, you know, unwoke now.
Maybe.
Yeah, I can see it. You know.
Clemente.
You can't say that about Mr. Clemente. What? I'm not getting that.
Yeah.
That's not.
So you still haven't seen Jay and Silent Bob yet?
No, not yet. The DVD's coming this week. I'll watch it this week.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I'll watch it this week.
Cool.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I didn't watch any music. I want to watch The Menu. That's on HBO Max. I want to watch it. I'm probably going to watch Reacher tomorrow. I'll try to watch it this week. But that looks really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to watch that. Like I said, the new season of, not Reacher, Jack Ryan.
Yeah, Jack Ryan.
Yeah, I want to watch that.
Oh, I did watch an episode of, believe it or not, Quantum Leap.
Did you?
It's not bad.
I've heard it's very good.
Yeah.
I was never a fan of the original, though.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's like sacrilege to say. I just wasn't a fan.
Yeah. I like this one.
Yeah.
It seems to get a little more involvement with the Sam character.
Yeah.
And what's happening with them as well.
Like the lab.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did see that.
Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
It's not all just focused on the leaper.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, so it has to deal with.
Yeah.
So it makes it a little more interesting.
It is interesting.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the things I didn't like about it is like, well, you hear like, because you'd have Dean Stockwell show up. They're like, yeah, we're trying really hard to figure this out. Like, well, who is? Like, you kept thinking, like, you know, Iggy and this person, that. Well, who are these people? I'm kind of interested to see what's going on there. And they never show that.
Right. Well,
yeah.
Here they do.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, so it's pretty good.
Yeah.
That part of it. Yeah, so it's pretty good.
Okay.
I'll watch it again. But
yeah. Will you go back and watch, like, the pilot? Like, it's not that interesting to you? Like, to go back?
The new?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I will.
Yeah. Like,
I thought you meant, like, the original.
No, like the new one, you, like, go back to episode 1 and try to catch up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
Because I think it's decent.
Yeah.
It's funny, just, you know, for the most part, I don't think TV shows like really hold up compared to what you can watch online.
I think network television has had a very difficult.
Yeah.
Like, you're right. I mean, you know, it's kind of tough to balance like that edginess of what you get on a streaming service.
Yeah.
But yet, like, I haven't watched anything new this year. First time ever, I haven't watched a single new show.
Yeah.
Now, Tuesday is the new version of Night Court.
Yeah.
Now, I will admit, I will give that a chance.
Yeah.
I liked Night Court when I was a kid. I like the girl who's playing Harry's daughter.
Okay.
Like the girl from Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
Who married Howard.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's in it. John Larroquette's in it. And so having him come back is a nice touch. So I'm intrigued to see, like, you know, what they do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'll DVR that. But otherwise, like, there's nothing I watch that's new, like, on network TV at all.
Yeah.
Like, I am coming close to a point where I'm thinking about cutting the cable.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you've done it. And like the thing, like, I think about it, and I think about, like, the things that you talk about. Like, as far as, like, well, I don't watch that much hockey because I'm usually working. And by the time I'm done with work, they're usually done.
Yeah.
I don't watch that much baseball, so that's not that big of a deal. You know, I could probably get, with an antenna, I could probably pick up CBS and Fox.
Yeah.
And NBC with minimal problem. So, like, I think about it, but then I think about, like, well, okay, well, how are you going to watch, like, AEW wrestling?
Yeah.
You know? So, like, there are some, and, you know, there are some things Nancy watches that I don't know how I'm sure there's a way to find it, you know, but I'd have to research it. But, so, like, that stops me.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm close. I'm getting close to cutting the cord.
Yeah.
You know, just because of...
Save you a lot of money.
If
you're willing to sacrifice some things.
Right. And that's the thing, like, I'm getting close to a point where, like, well, there's not much left that I'm sacrificing.
Yeah.
You know? So I don't know. I don't know. You know. Then, like, but the other side is, like, the nice thing is, like, I was able to watch a little bit of Pitt basketball today.
Oh, okay.
You know, ACC network. You know. I was able to watch all the Pitt football games this year because Comcast got the ACC network. You know,
that's the nice thing about because Bree has YouTube TV. Right
Yeah,
now. I think that has the ACC on it.
Okay.
It's a pretty nice package what they give you.
Yeah. So I'm thinking about it. I don't know
because you get local.
Yeah.
You get local stuff, and then you get all those other channels.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So I'm on the fence. But I'm inching closer. Like, I feel like I'm a long ways off, but I'm inching closer to, like, because, like, I think about it, like, well, man, what am I watching on, like, cable that, like it's not much, you know.
What about your internet?
Well, I'd have to get that through Comcast still.
Right.
You know.
Work doesn't cover your internet?
They would. I mean, I could probably get, like, because under normal circumstances, if I had just become a work from home person, I would have had a second line run, and then they would cover that.
Okay.
But because the way I came home, like, during the pandemic was a rush job, like, because technically they're supposed to, like, do a home inspection because of HIPAA violations and stuff. I have to have, like, certain levels of privacy, like, with my office and stuff.
Yeah.
But that was never done. Like, I ended up doing a virtual one, which was not a problem. But like, so all that stuff they were supposed to do beforehand wasn't done. I just came home.
Yeah.
And just connected it right up to my modem. So no, they don't cover it because it's also, like, my own personal internet.
I see.
But if I had if I had done it right and had a second line run, they would have covered that.
Yeah.
So.
That's cool.
Yeah. But, you know, either way, like, I mean, I don't know. I think about it and I mull it over. You know. Like, it was a few nights ago, I'm, like, just sitting there, like, I can't think of the last time I watched anything on network television.
Yeah.
You know, that wasn't, like, sports related.
Right.
You know. And then I think to myself, well, I'm paying for it. I might as well try to find something. I couldn't find jack shit. 400 channels, nothing on.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah. Like, there was nothing I wanted to watch outside of sports.
Plus, there's a lot that, there's at least 150 channels you'll never watch.
Yeah.
Or more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, in all honesty,
when's the last time you watched TBS? Really?
They have wrestling on.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, once a week.
We'll pick another. Another network. Or the Hallmark Network. When's the last time you watched Hallmark?
Never.
Right.
Right.
But there's a lot of networks like that.
Right. I agree.
You'll never watch.
Like, out of, like, the package I pay for, it's like... And that's the thing I always say is, like, okay, there's a grand total of, like, how many channels do we watch to get combined? Like, maybe 20 channels total between the two of us?
Yeah.
You know, but, like, to get, like, 3 of those channels, I have to subscribe to a higher package. Are you willing to sacrifice 3 of those channels?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so it's a... Yeah, I get what you're saying. You know, I've got 200 channels, and I watch a grand total of 20 of them, you know?
Right.
Right, and that was before. That was like 3 years ago. Now I'm watching maybe a grand total of 5 of them.
Right.
You know, so, yeah.
How many streaming services do you have? Do you subscribe to? Disney.
Well, yeah, Disney, Paramount Plus, Hulu. Plus, I have HBO Max. I have HBO with Comcast. I have Peacock because I have Comcast.
Like, what are you paying extra for? Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, so it's like Disney, Hulu, Paramount Plus. Apple TV. I can't remember them all.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
so
Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're doing your, debating,
Right.
include those packages in.
Right.
On top of what your Comcast bill is.
Right.
Add that on top
Right.
of
No,
that.
I agree with you. That's part of what I'm thinking, though, is like,
You'll find it a whole lot less.
Right. No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Like it starts with like, well, what would Comcast charge me just for the cable?
Well,
Or just for the internet, I mean.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, I think you need to get that second line put in so you have a separate internet for your work.
Yeah.
Solely for work.
Right.
That's high max and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I pay $45 a month.
Yeah. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
For my internet.
Yeah.
And I don't get slowage.
You're through Comcast?
Yeah. It's Xfinity prepaid internet.
Yeah.
$45 a month. That's what I pay for my internet.
Yeah, that's not bad.
No. And I don't have a problem.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Put it that way.
Yeah. Like I said, it's something I'm slowly but surely thinking about,
Yeah.
Inching closer.
Yeah.
For some reason, I mean, there's that part of me that's like, well, what would you do without it? Like, that mentality of you better have it than now than want it later on.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My luck, there'll be something on like the ID Discovery Channel or something. Some weird channel. I'm like, shit, I've got to see this.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But
I know it. I know. I know.
most of your major stuff's going to be on
Yeah.
what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Or have already.
Right.
You know, like you already pay for Hulu.
Yeah.
Is that Hulu Plus or just Hulu? Does it have live on it?
I don't think so, no.
I'm just curious.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was trying to watch. I was doing something, and I was like, "Well, I got to be away from." I I'm gonna watch the TV. I'm gonna watch the football game on my phone. I couldn't get the football game. It was like something weird. I can't remember.
Yeah.
And I ended up like, well, I'm not doing this till after the game, and you know, this could kiss my ass.
Nice.
Yeah. So. Yeah, something weird shit. I can't remember. Like I'm supposed to be able to get like local programming through Paramount Plus for CBS.
Right.
So like I should be able to. I was able to watch the Steeler game on Paramount Plus. So I can't remember. It was something weird like that. Something odd. Something odd. So. Well, this may be one of the worst shows we've ever done. I don't know. It's a lot of silence and very little talk about it. It's like this. It's that weird time of the year where like there's no like. I guess we could talk about like the Ant-Man trailer that came out. Did you watch that? No.
How was that?
It's interesting. I mean, like the problem is, it's like I'm already hooked. I'm already in. You've already got my money.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like it's interesting to see. Like okay, like I mean, Kang looked good. MODOK, there was a little controversy. People were a little upset about the way that looked.
Okay.
But like overall, like I mean, I'm watching the trailer. I'm like, oh, this looks interesting. I'm you already had my money,
Right.
so you're not appealing to me. But yeah, I mean, there's like one moment where like Kang has like a blue visor, so like, it looks like comic book Kang like to a T.
Yeah.
You're like, oh shit, that's so badass.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm looking for that movie anyway. I understand. Like, I guess this Monday night, halftime of the playoff game, they're gonna have a new trailer for, or the first trailer for season 3 of The Mandalorian.
That's cool.
Yeah. So that's something to be excited for.
Oh yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
Love Mando.
Indeed.
Yeah, that'll be fun to watch.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
You need to watch Andor. That's what you need to watch.
Joe, every time I try, I end up going to sleep or just not into it.
It's a slow burn to build to.
I know. I keep trying. I don't know what is. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's stopping me.
Yeah.
I don't know what there's something in my head that I just can't wrap around, and I'm paying attention to it.
Yeah.
I cannot.
The thing I like about that show is there's no force.
Yeah.
And you're seeing like the bureaucracy of the Empire at work.
Yeah.
Like it's more than just some voodoo witch doctor. There's a bureaucracy behind him now.
Yeah.
And you're seeing that bureaucracy through the Imperial Security, whatever. I can't remember what they're called. I want to say IBS, but I know that's just just they got the poops.
Right.
But it's like really interesting. Like it's that thing. It's still Star Wars, but it's very different Star Wars.
Yeah.
And I like that because I don't want it. I like exploring other areas of the galaxy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I like, and everything is always, and I understand why, but it's always so force driven. It's like one of the reasons I was like almost bummed out at the beginning of like The Mandalorian. At like, oh, okay, there's a baby Yoda. Oh, of course he knows the Force. Fuck. Because I want to see something a little bit different. But I mean, I've enjoyed The Mandalorian. Don't get me wrong. But there was a little part of me that was just like, shit.
Yeah.
I wanted to see bounty hunting. I wanted to see, the gritty side of Star Wars.
Yeah.
You know, but this Andor is the gritty side of Star Wars a bit.
Yeah.
You know, so I kind of like that about it.
Yeah, I'll try.
I mean, it's the same thing like with Marvel. Like Marvel had like I really liked Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Well, why? Because it's in that like that espionage corner of the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like a straight superhero story. It was a little bit more, you know, it was different. And, you know, I like Hawkeye because Hawkeye was like...
Speaking of Hawkeye.
Yeah, really. Whew. Nothing but T's and P's to you, Jeremy Renner. Holy hell.
Yeah.
But, you know, Hawkeye's different from, like, what you see in, like, the other Marvel Cinematic Universe stuff. But, like, so, like, that you can have these other corners. Like, not everything has to be Skywalker / Force driven.
Right.
You know? So, that's just me.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's wrap this up.
Okay.
Anything else you'd like to add to the proceedings there, sir?
No, man, I'm good.
All right, well, remember there are a number of different ways you can reach out and touch us.
Hey.
You can send us an email, and the email address is pittsburghnerd@yahoo.com. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter. Just search Pittsburgh Nerd. We're very, very easy to find. And you can also find us on a number of podcasting networks. You can find us on the Tangent Bound Network, the Weeby Geeks Network, and the Pod Breed Network. Just give them a Google search, and you can find all the other great podcasts they have to offer. And lastly, as always, I want to thank you, dear listener, for taking the time to enjoy our hijinks and or shenanigans, whichever you prefer. We greatly appreciate your support and can't thank you enough for that. And so on that note, the dreamer has awakened.
Peace.